take a fucking main
What
battle
the
into
fuck?
a fucking jungle.
What the hell's just happened there? I just lost complete internet
Have we
connection.
like learned nothing from
My
the
whole
fucking
internet just
campaigns we've done
disappeared.
here, where you drive shit in the jungle and it gets flipped?
Fucking hell.
Don't
not
get
cool.
out of vehicles either when the enemy is right next
I
to
just completely
you.
lost my internet connection there.
They were not right
Sorry about that.
I don't fucking care.
So we had to repair
it. Stop trying to rationalize this shit. You fucking drove a slammer into the fucking jungle. You got out to fix it when a fucking enemy was right next to your ass, and they fucking proceeded to kill like an entire squad. Like,
Sorry about that. I don't know what the hell happened there. Everything just lost.
I
don't fucking care, dude. Just fucking can it for once, please. Like, there's no excuses. Don't take a slammer into the jungle. You lost any fucking ground you might have had at the point where you said, hey, I'm going to take the slammer into a jungle.
No, I lost the streaming PC as well.
If you guys
as,
are going to be flying, don't fucking
PC.
keep everything on fucking internet. Like, fucking set a separate channel to communicate with other aircraft. I fucking set a goddamn other net every time I fucking fly as a pilot with my fucking pilot or gunner. So that way not everything's being pushed through internet.
People on it, but what the hell was that?
Whatever the fuck that was.
Music?
Internet is so fucking clogged with traffic that there's like 3 people talking at once at times. It's not how it's supposed to go.
No.
Ruling Commander, do you see my pain and suffering? That's a yes.
I'm going to have to put
don't get out of vehicles when there's an enemy right next to you. You have a vehicle. Holy
I will
fuck.
have to take a break.
What possessed you guys to jump out of the vehicle?
Oh, it says I've got 0 viewers now after that. Whoa, that's bad.
With
that can't
shells.
be right. 0 viewers, really?
And a pintle-mounted fucking machine gun.
No.
And a 338 fucking commander turret.
Let me just restart that.
For the last engagement with it.
Where's the icon gone?
That's fine.
Oh, it's over there.
So Op 4, like, man the fuck up and don't always just wear fucking ghillie suits. Like, holy fuck. An entire team of people just running around with fucking sniper rifles, AA fucking rockets, or missiles, and other shit.
Only 2 of
Jesus
us
Christ. I don't care.
Yeah, what's that? To defend them, they were actually doing it really well balanced. It wasn't all ghillie suits and stuff. Some of them were actually, like, you know, trying to outflank in normal CSAT gear and shit. So they were keeping it diversified. The only criticism I had was no more demining drone physics into vehicles, please.
So whoever the fuck did that, honestly, should just fucking...
Demining drone? What the hell's a demining drone?
Because there's common sense in, like, hey, I'm gonna ram this into a fucking vehicle. Like, no, like, we have rules about trying to not cheese shit. You guys fucking break them. Like, what the actual fuck? That's some next level shit. Like, hey, when we first started fucking doing this, and people fucking started putting C4 on drones when we were playing Ace, like, we said no, don't do that, and people still did it anyway. Like, it's the same fucking vein of thought, guys. Come on.
One thing I also noted was people were using our own vehicles to try and ram into the rear of like victory vehicles in the intent of trying to cause an armor physics glitch. Like, that shit's also not called for.
Is this Op 4?
Yes. Use one of our hunters to try and ass ram into the Rhino.
See, if you guys are just gonna try to meta, like, don't even fucking play. Like, play the game. Don't try to fucking use physics glitches and shit, like fucking flipping vehicles with a other vehicle. Right? Like, it's cool. You grabbed a vehicle, fucking drive off and try to run over people with it. You don't need to try to Arma glitch. Don't meta. Finally, fucking ground command. What do we say every fucking week not to do, and what did you do?
Well, every week we're told not to split our forces, and I did.
And
it worked out fine.
No, actually it didn't, because there was a lot of fucking ground that you could have just taken one fucking town at a time with everybody. So the point is, don't fucking split your forces. Like, we go through this every week.
And for the hard objectives, I didn't. But when it was
don't split your forces.
I had to hold up, but I wiped half of one of the force, and I wiped almost all the medics on the other force. And I just didn't feel like being a dick because I wanted to start wrapping it up because we were getting close to 5. But if you did that in the beginning, I would have wiped both the forces. And in the town, when the forces were split, half of them got wiped.
I literally fucking had to get on net with JTAC and be like, hey, can you have the ground force... Who is with the fucking clicking?
GCT 555.
DCT, cut the mic.
User was kicked out of your channel.
All right, so I literally had to ask the
channel.
JTAC to fucking ask ground forces to pop smokes. That way I could tell where everybody was. Because CTAB was just a fucking clusterfuck. There were way too many dots on the map, so I couldn't use that to even figure out where friendlies were. So we're trying to provide cast support.
User was kicked from your channel.
And we can't because you had one squad off to the north and to the west side or east side of town, 2 squads to the south that were fucking splintered across about 400
Well, WhatsApp's
meters
really
of terrain
good. I
where
mean,
they can't
he's
support each
so
other.
experienced in
And then
this sort
another
of shit.
squad
It's
towards the
unbelievable.
north where they can't
Spiritus,
support anybody,
hello. You've
and
just
just
missed
being
the up, mate.
engaged with fucking
There's another
hostiles
one in
and
about an hour, though.
So like, fucking keep your forces together so that way they can support
Sorry,
each other.
but this
That's
sounds
the whole
ridiculous
point
to
of
me. It's a
fucking
game.
rolling as a
Well,
squad
it's a
and
public
other
night
people.
as well,
It's not
so
to say that one squad can't be broken off.
we
to
have
do separate tasks,
how many
like, that's
people got
fine.
in?
But when you have your fucking unit stretched
1,
so
2,
far out that
3,
they can't
4,
support
5,
each other,
6, 7,
it's a problem, and
9,
then they get
10.
fucked because they can't have anybody else come.
We've got
to support them.
13
and then air assets
right
can't
now.
support them because
Actually, I
all
can
we
put
see are
this
little
over
white
here.
dots on the ground
so you
or
can see.
fucking
We have 13 new
little
people in
tiny
tonight.
blobs from fucking 3 kilometers out. Where
And we
can't
play
identify if it's
ever
friend or
so
foe,
slightly
you can't
modded.
engage.
I mean,
So the point is like fucking keep your assets close
the
enough to
people
support each other, not
tier
500
3 and
meters apart
upwards
where they're just gonna
are
get wiped and the
extremely
fucking CSAC can
experienced
move
at this
across to
game,
pick 'em off
and we try
one
and
by
help
one. It's
the
exactly
new
what we did
people
fucking last week too. Is CSAC.
to have a good game, basically. And some of these guys were up for. And then we got all these tier 2 guys who've been through our training and a lot of our ops and should
Bravo cool boys
know
or
what they're
Cooler
doing in the
Boys,
game.
That shit then pops up on CTAB.
And then you got the tier 0, which are in for tonight only.
Just
Some of them might stay, some of them might not.
It's really not that difficult.
And the
guys.
tier 1s who
Make
were here
everything fucking
probably
harder
last
when you
week
decided to be a fucking
and
dunce.
wanted a better go. So this is public
Liru,
night.
question.
Every Friday night is public night.
Been losing both medics at
Oh,
the end. Was
moving
that for
on.
six?
We've currently
moving
got in the channel
Thank you.
50
Alpha, go.
out
Or
of 58
Ground
people.
Command,
So,
So,
but what's that? It's
from my
very, it's a
perspective,
very experienced gamer
first FOB
and
take
this
was
sort of stuff.
pretty good.
Very experienced. He's really good.
Squads supported each other in like teams of 2, so that went pretty well. Cleared out the thing.
Yeah, this is.
Boom, done. Then we moved.
It's
into the
vanilla.
town.
We use vanilla on a public night
Delta
because that's
managed
what
to
the
get
public are
wiped
usually
by the
playing.
Dogs for being
So we
on
use
a
vanilla,
roof,
but we use TFAR radios. We use
which I
Shack
don't
Tack,
know
and
why
we use
the fuck you
CTAB.
were on the roof because that's not really advantage
So it's
for
ever
anyone.
so slightly modded, if you like.
And I spent way too long.
The
trying
radio
to get
system's
your
way
asses
better
up
than
because
vanilla.
They kept on sniping us. Trying to get
CTAB
you.
gives you an Android device where you
you
keep
were on a
tabs on
roof.
your teammates when you're in the
Anyway,
game.
then
And the same with
fucking
Shack Tack.
Bravo
Shack Tack gives you a
and
little
Delta
radar at the
got
bottom of the
wiped
screen
and
where you
we
can do
had
the
to
same
wait
thing.
for reinserts and that. During that time, I had Alpha basically stay as a
But he's
defending
basically,
point that Charlie could come back to.
Hang on,
That
let me
worked
turn this down.
very well.
Because it's very loud
I
in my
had
ears.
either Charlie or Alpha, I can't remember who,
Volume
go
mixer.
over to Objective 5, double check that's clear. It was, yay, good. And by that time, all forces were back in the AO.
So basically,
and
what's
we
that
started
is
clicking on the last thing.
chastising
Had you
the
split up
guys
into
who
two
should know what they're doing.
because I
Basically,
believe the
he's
mortars
not
would do more
chastising
than
the
they
new
actually
guys.
did.
The guys that are in for
And
tonight
so
as a
I
public
had,
op. He's chastising the guys who
fucking
should know what
Delta
they're
and Bravo
doing.
move up.
Because they should know what they're
and
doing.
I didn't really get any.
And they obviously are playing
I
silly.
didn't get any kind of communication about.
It's
what
just trying to
Bravo was
make it,
doing. I kept on calling them, and there was a good 5 or so minutes where
it's
just
trying to
nothing was
tell them
happening,
what
and I
they
had no
should have
idea what was
done
going
and
on
make
with
it a
that.
better game for next
To
time,
be
if you know what I
fair,
mean.
He did say over side Nick a couple times as T-Far bug.
Because when we have the tier 3, tier
That's
4
real
ops,
useful and
and
all.
you see how
Doesn't
those
really-
guys behave. I mean, we did one
Yeah.
2 weeks ago. We had a
Anyway,
tier 3
What
op.
he's trying to get
It
across
went
there
like
is that you have
clockwork.
fucking
It went like the
2AC if
book.
you
We
don't
went
let
into
Scott
a
properly.
compound.
2AC
We
can
killed
just
everybody
fucking
there.
with a short range,
We got the
and be like, "Hey,
intel,
this is
and we
what's
held
going
our
on.
ground,
Doing
which
that
meant
is the
we actually
2AC.
took their whole camp
I don't
with
know
all
what
their
flag.
weapons and everything
Keep
in
going.
it.
Anyway,
And that took
after
about
that,
3/4 of an
eventually
hour for that op. It was a very
which
short
was great.
op, but
we then checked out.
it
a
went like
possible
clockwork
storm
because
location, but I just kinda
we all
guessed
knew
would
what
be
we
there.
were doing.
Cleared that out, took some contact, and moved to the final objective.
So-
Air had pretty much already cleared.
But this
that,
is public
so
night,
just
so
there.
yeah,
Then
we have to
went
give a
go
lot of
and
leeway
double
because
check
we've got
whether
13
six
guys in
was
here who've
dead,
never played modded before,
cleared
probably.
that,
1 or 2 of them might
and
have done.
then dealt with Op 4 trying to be
Yeah,
pussies.
I've
taking
not.
their
I don't know any of these names.
All in all, pretty good. Happy with most of the squads. Bravo, you need to fix your shit, but yeah, pretty good.
And we did quite well in Alpha tonight, and I liked being Sniper Medic. Alpha. That was really cool. I enjoyed that. That was really, really fun.
Alpha, I think
that really was good.
Really, really well, especially with the orders given and everything.
Can't really call me a Sniper Medic. It was more like Marksman Medic, but never mind. It was good fun. I enjoyed it.
Haven a little
and
bit, just so
that's the point, isn't it?
Chaos, because we essentially had just
enjoyment.
There was like a blob moving through it. And
but after this, I think what I'll do is I'll stop the stream for about an hour. I'll go and get something to eat. I'll probably make another omelette because they're easy.
It's huge, but
I think with we chilies also got in this time. I think I'll have a chili omelette, chili cheese omelette.
Near the end, with the forces being split and stuff, it seemed like
I know, isn't it cool? Sniper
really
Medic.
Chaotic on command net. So
it's really good.
Even if people were given orders, it was sometimes hard to hear because there was just so much back and forth.
I mean, in the tier 3 ops, so we're all medics. You know, we all have packs. We're all able to medic each other. So I guess that's the same.
Yeah, I'm sorry for not changing the name. I thought I did that just after we moved out, but apparently I didn't save it, so...
Bacon and mushroom. I've only got... oh, actually, I might have some frozen mushrooms.
And my squad did really well. Got lots of fun.
Yeah, and I've definitely got some frozen bacon.
I don't really have anything to complain.
I've got some pepperami. Not pepperami, I've got salami, and I've got chorizo. So I could do a cheese, onion, chorizo, chili, mushroom, bacon omelette. In fact, who needs the eggs? I've got some mincemeat as well, so I could actually make a meatloaf. That might be nice. Loaf. Yeah, I need something to eat though. I am getting very hungry. So I will take an hour off. It'll give me backside a rest as well.
So.
No, I'm here. Oh, wait,
over 5
Oh, sorry, yeah.
There was, what, 3 Vikings
Delta.
server?
But I certainly enjoyed the op. I certainly did.
All in all, I think this went pretty good. Morale started getting a little bit lower as soon as we started moving towards the last objective because it had been dragging on for a little while, but all in all, pretty good.
Dragging on?
The reason we were on the
roof
is
because
we thought we heard one of the...
We started at about 7:45,
and obviously wasn't that the case.
So 8:45, 9:10. We've only been playing for about 2.5 hours.
I think we could have done a little bit better.
I've played 5-hour ops before.
Was like the changing of orders every 12 seconds kind of threw us off. But other than that, I went head on with a freaking rhino, so that was fun. But all in all, Delta did pretty good. I was proud of him. Storm stepped up as my 2IC while I had connection issues, but yeah.
Everyone will net it.
Very good job overall.
What have I just typed?
If I may.
I've only had half a glass of sherry.
I mean, yeah, go ahead.
No, get the champers in. The champers will take about an hour to chill.
Then I'll shut up for the time being.
Oh.
Just fucking write it down if you need to fucking mention it. So,
yeah.
Mortars, how'd you guys do today?
It was good. We could have done a lot more. And I wouldn't recommend the AA spec go with the mortar team.
The spec is just an addition to it.
I know. But I'd recommend you definitely get the mortar team and the drone guy together.
Yeah,
that way they can confirm everything and
separate fire.
But yeah, we did pretty good.
Vehicle crew, and if I swear to God, if I hear anything about the fucking tanks in the jungle.
No, it's not about that. It's about the excessive use of smoke during an assault, specifically the first objective later on in the town. When you smoked up the first objective while the vehicle was providing overwatch for you, we stopped providing overwatch because we couldn't see the objective anymore. So essentially, you lost the fire support of the tank and the Panther that was shelling the enemy, the little fob thing, because we couldn't see it. And I believe the marshals also died because they tried to go around
any
the
pasta
smoke,
good as well?
Pushed them too close to the fob,
we have pasta and an omelette? I don't know, man.
Smoke is not something you should use in an assault. It's a very, very bad idea because we can't see through it and they can't see through it as well.
Yeah, I'm sure I've got some frozen mushrooms. I know I've got tinned mushrooms.
6, I believe the order was from High Command that all the squads be ferried into Sector 5 and pushing together. And we were driving back and forth to fetch them all, but by the time we dropped with the first squad, we already began the assault.
Yeah, interesting thing about mushrooms, right?
Malin, Malin, you should have cleared.
Is if you get your mushrooms and you stick them in the sunlight for a few hours.
And what happened is when we were driving in,
they actually produce vitamin E for being in the sunlight, like we do. So if you put them in the sunlight, they will produce vitamin E, even though they've been chopped. They will produce vitamin E after a couple of hours, and then you can stick them in the fridge, and they retain the vitamin E inside them. Ever so clever. Good thing about mushrooms.
I want to know at what point people forgot what NATO vehicles look like and decide to friendly fire a Panther that was still friendly.
There was AS. It locked onto you instead of the laser.
So, am I right in assuming then that you just literally thought, just lock onto this vehicle that says Panther, and you just press the trigger rather than confirming what it's firing at? Okay.
Just to clear that up, Up4 lased it. I don't know why Air didn't check what vehicle it was first, but we were lasing it to communicate between each other.
Yeah, so what happened there, I didn't see Wolf's laser, but I knew they were lasing stuff. So I don't think Air deliberately attacked the vehicle. I think they were just attacking the lays. And they just selected the wrong lays, so...
That's not my dog.
Lock on to enemy lasers.
Down, boy.
Never mind.
You clicked R and you
down, boy.
Onto the nearest thing that was registering on his data link, which happened to be a friendly.
Dave the dog.
No, it can't do it to friendlies. R can.
Oh, I closed voice attack. Shit.
We can physically see the laser and thermals if it's enemy, but we can't lock on enemy lasers.
So again, like just know what vehicle belongs to which faction and double check your targets. Infantry screening in the push past OBJ1 piss poor. 2 squads decided to push into the jungle with a tank. Well done, you guys. The vehicle that was the smarter of the 2, we had no infantry screening to help us push down the road. We had to encroach on it ourselves.
I think Alpha Squad did quite well, to be honest.
Compared to an infantry force of 8 players who might have been put to it. Rears.
Who is that?
When you
I'll move them out of the bloody channel.
Higher of a base of fire, more power.
Well, it won't be any of these guys, so I'll scroll down.
That supporting, so if you're on the ball and able to help us, we can help you in return. That and make sure that you're checking.
And it wouldn't be Iceberg or Grizzly.
Right, your rear as well, because of
Habarticus or Malin.
And
even
when
missed
we're
it.
rolling up behind you as a support element, if they're on your asses, they're on our front and we're dead already, which happened multiple times.
Oh, got a yawn there.
I really have. Pogo, do you have anything to add?
Is your dog still with Amy?
J-Tech.
I don't have a dog. Amy has 2 dogs.
I think the biggest thing was...
Yeah, Amy has 2 dogs.
Might have just been more hectic my perspective, just because I had so many comments going on, but
move that over there.
I'd call out a couple times, and I think once I called out for everyone to pop smoke, and one squad did. The JTAC speaking on 50, I don't do it too much, but when I am, it's because it's really important. It's because I need you to know to mark where you are, so that you don't accidentally get hit while we're trying to support you.
What am I looking for here?
Just
not there.
If you're on 50, always keep an ear for anything, because what's on that net should always be important. You should always be watching out for that. Otherwise, in a similar vein, thank you, Armor, for sitting with the rest of the armor while an airstrike was coming in. It took longer than expected.
Very wrong there.
That's what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to wait until they tell you you're clear to move. Otherwise, a couple difficulties with
disconnected from your
Cap. Talking with Grizzly, apparently the radar was being finicky in terms of picking up the enemy planes, but
I can answer that one actually.
I
that's one of me mam's dogs.
Catbird up in the air the entire mission. I was
talk about being cute
behind foliage and terrain, and radar was off
you know what
until
I mean?
got closer to your guys' HAs.
It was
Yeah,
when you
no,
were
it's-
actually like I was
that's
behind
Heidi.
you at points.
She's cute as
I
hell.
could see you.
She's
put
really
the nose of my plane
Actually,
at you,
she's,
and you just disappeared
she's
off my
stupid.
radar, and I'm like, okay.
One of the last
That's
dogs they
all
had
right.
was
Okay, that doesn't
extremely
make sense.
smart. One of the smartest dogs I've
Yeah.
ever
So I was
met in
just
my
sitting there
life.
like, well, shit.
Heidi, not so much.
Got to the point where
was-
I was like just aiming.
There's
from,
Heidi
like,
with
away from
Amy's
you and
two
just
dogs.
engaging you
That's
from the
Elsie
side of
and
my
that's
plane.
Pansy.
That's the only time I could actually see you.
I don't know
The
what
only
they're
thing I
looking
can
at.
think of
I have not got a
is-
clue.
and this isn't feedback from one commander, it's just for use of assets.
Let's have a look, see what else
We have
we've got.
cat planes up, and everything's focused upon doing CAS. Like you're gonna lose that picture on.
That's the dog at Halloween.
Air profile.
Looking completely
And,
miserable with that
so
stupid
we've
hat on
many
its head.
times outcast
And I would too.
by both of our cat planes and dunked the fucking friendly.
Yeah,
Pawnee, I
it
think
is.
was, that were
It
flying.
really is that
Yeah,
cute.
Pawnee and
And
two black
I know
Yes.
there's not
Heidi is extremely cute.
things you
Extremely.
can do to magically make radar work, but like if
This
we're
is what
paying
happens when
attention
you put a
to stuff that's
cannula in
outside
somebody's
of
arm and miss the
the
vein.
main fight, which is Cap's fucking main focus and purpose.
Horrific, that, innit? That was my
maybe we
dad's
can
arm
catch him next
because they
time.
put a needle in his arm
Because
for
there
a
was
drip
point where
and missed
every
the
asset
vein.
was literally just like, "Where's the lace?
And
What's
they
the
left
lace?
him
I
for
need this
hours,
lace.
and he
Can you
had
lace this?
massive
I can't lace it.
blood,
Will you lace
like
this?" And I think
water
it was the
blisters.
destroyer.
Look at the blisters.
We were having problems.
All right, that's
bombing
because they
the
missed
back
the
of the
vein.
destroyer.
They fucking missed the
literally,
vein.
that's how the
How
conversation
could you miss the
pretty much went,
vein
like,
and leave somebody for 2 hours feeding a drip
was,
into their arm and not into their vein? That drove
What
me
happened
mad.
was we had
If I'd been
lightning.
there.
Grizzly tried
Anyways,
raising
the
something
registrar
that
was
his
called
fucking
her
arm couldn't fire,
by
and
a
then
friend of the
Viking
family
tried
who's a
raising
nurse in
it,
A&E.
then I was
She
like,
took one look at it and called the registrar.
Viking
She
was
said
understand
whoever
Viking
was in
said
charge of the
also.
ward needed to be
Still,
Viking was
sacked,
patrolling,
basically.
looking outside
That's
of the
terrible,
window,
that.
waiting for
Yeah.
people to
That's,
show
that,
up.
that's
I
terrible.
just want to
That-
say
that's
what
terrible.
I
That was
did like
Viking's
that-
job 90%.
That's the
of
thing,
hour.
isn't it? No
I
monitoring.
did like what you did do, Grizzly, at the end
monitoring.
though, with manually watching the airfield with your camera.
Yeah.
Anyway,
They got to the point where I
he got
just,
sorted
like,
because
fuck this.
Sonia,
Not
who's a
hiding.
nurse
Literally was just
in
sitting
A&E
on the edge of the
at
blue
that
line,
particular hospital,
watching
she
the
got in touch
airfield.
with one of the consultants
noticed
and
that.
said, "Hey,
I noticed
I've
that
got
you knew as soon as I took off.
a friend of mine who's like a
I got
father
the
to
7
me."
clicks and just
She
waited.
says, and I'm fearing for his
One
life.
thing
Can
that,
you have a look at him, sir? He went and had a look at my dad
What I think that
and immediately
might be
transferred him
useful
to
is
his
that drone
ward
operators
when my
are
dad started to
pushing
get better straight away.
accurate and up-to-date intel, like you'd see
Thanks
some
for the
remarks that, like,
thanks
from an hour
to
ago
Sonia for that.
that are
That's
still in
incredible.
areas that were still assaulting. It's like,
Couldn't believe it.
surely
I didn't actually
things have
realise that
changed in
she
the hour time frame.
held my
So probably
parents
just work on
in such
updating
esteem,
intel
but
maps
she
and this
she
doesn't
did
just
say
rely
that
on just the drone out.
um,
It's for everyone. Like, I see, like,
she
Alpha
thinks of my
Posture
parents as her parents,
marked
which
this
is
random
really,
grid square,
really,
like, 5
I'm
clicks
grateful
behind
for.
us from when
Anyway,
we do
here's
that
me
shit.
mum and dad's two
Somebody
dogs.
mentioned it, and we mentioned
Can't
it
tell
in,
the bloody difference,
Paragon
can
as
you?
well. But if you're gonna be marking
This one's
shit, you know
Heidi,
you have
and this
any
one's
optional
Poppy.
opposing players, don't mark
After a
second
bath.
oval.
And
You know then what the
yeah,
fun
scissors.
stuff
So they've
is.
also had a
Yeah,
trim.
he realized, and
Short
it
back
was
and
an accident,
sides.
but, yeah.
Point is,
Heidi
like,
looks miserable,
make sure
and
you
Poppy's going,
fucking
"What's
check
this?"
where your marks are going, because otherwise they're gonna know what you're gonna be
Oh,
planning.
thanks. I tell you, these dogs, they drive you mad. Look at the teeth on this. God's
Final thing
sakes.
I have is squad leads in ground forces.
Right, where's
who
Amy's two
are
dogs?
having problems with sniper fire, and you're trying to revive people.
I haven't got any more
call for
pictures
your
of
rear
Amy's
team
dogs.
to pop smoke for you on your position. Like if you can't pop smoke on their position, fucking get their
Oh,
position,
no more
with
pictures
the
of Amy's
radio,
dogs.
and push it to mortars.
No frontals
and have
anyway.
smoke fall
I don't
on that
think.
position. It might kill your frame rates for a little bit, but you can probably get people up that way.
Can I add to that?
Video? No.
If you have a guy
I
that's
took
down,
this. That's made
don't
out
send
of
another unit
Lego.
into it unless you're gonna pop smoke or gonna be able to move him. And I realize in vanilla
That's
you can't
on a
remove them.
pedestal outside
I sat
headquarters
there and
in
gunned down an entire
Thirsk in
squad
North
till you
Yorkshire.
guys just kept sending one man.
It's
after
made of
one man after
Lego.
one man just to go revive one single person.
Or what looks
And
to
that was
be
on the
like
first
Lego
objective.
anyway. It's
Like,
tiny little
that's an actual
blocks
thing.
of something.
They'll sit there, they'll take out one
Looks
guy,
like
and wait for
Lego
someone
to
go
me.
take care of that guy, and then
Yeah,
they'll
it's
take
cool.
that guy
Amazing.
over and over and over and over again.
And you can see how big it is. It's quite something. That it's amazing.
Anyways, agree. That's my 2 cents.
Yeah,
else have we got?
I've noticed mortars are underutilized. There's not much.
That's
I can
my
do about
Ultra
that
Nova.
'cause I was a
You want to
pilot
see
today,
that?
But if I'm running drone operator or something where I can fucking
I'm trying
coordinate
to
everything
see
for you,
something else. What's that?
I usually do.
Oh yeah, that's me fishing on the boat.
I don't have anything else.
We've got cod in there and mackerel.
Alright.
Can't wait to do that again.
I thank you all for playing. I will say that I'll let you say it in a second because I got to jump. But
it was good up. It was a really good up.
I will say, even though all the bumblefucks
crab
happened,
claws.
this was definitely an op done above
loads
average,
of crab claws around here
compared to the rest. So good job, guys. Squads did pretty well on an individual standpoint, and yeah,
what on earth
you
is that?
enjoyed the operation. I gotta jump.
That is not mine. That is somebody else's.
If you have anything
Somebody
for me,
sent
just
me that.
DM it to me on Discord.
Oh my
and
God.
yeah, thanks for playing.
Yeah, just
Lego's definitely come a long way, hasn't
point
it?
Of view, I just
He's
want
gone.
to say good job to Outcast and Skelly for stealing enemy vehicles.
They're all gone.
I don't know who it was
what else?
The enemy tank with a car, but I don't see why. We have AT. A few things for Blue 4. I don't know why you're still using cruise missiles to kill single dudes.
User left your channel.
Okay.
That was a
no,
last
I
resort,
can't
'cause
see
literally
any more pictures. I thought I had some
wasn't
pictures.
and I couldn't
Yeah,
ground forces
it
too.
wasn't just once though, and at one point when you were trying to hit, I believe it was Mr. J, your marshal was driving right next to him, and the missile hit directly next to the marshal.
There's gotta be
So
something in here.
that would have
missile
been
hit
interesting.
far off. I know where I was aiming it.
Okay, but I was on the other side of the marshal, and
I
it looked a lot
literally
closer.
heard somebody say something about a marshal being hit by a
Took
car.
pictures when I was on the boat last, fishing.
Yep.
Maybe it was probably just from your perspective.
Yeah, me.
Anyway, anything else?
And we saw that. It's a massive ship that carries liquid petroleum gas.
That was a second. I was just let me finish.
Oh, liquid propane gas.
Nope. Never mind, I forgot now because I get interrupted. Go ahead.
First off, sorry about that.
User left your channel.
And I got a phone call from one of the guys, and he says, "I've got some crab claws for you."
First time is
that's a cool bag.
2AC.
And that's a big
not exactly with the op
bottle of comfort.
On the, NATO side for this.
User disconnected from your channel.
Loads and loads and loads of crab claws.
Yeah, I normally try to.
I had to cook up and
just have fun with what roles I'm given.
In fact, there's another picture of all the crab claws.
As a medic for Delta, I was doing the best I could to keep people up.
Loads of crab meat.
And just help all the ones that are down, while also trying to work with what cover was around me. Near the end, I got caught out in position, getting pinned by like 2 EI squads before one hooked right and another somehow come from the left on us.
That's a picture of my system as it is now.
Was that any
it's a bit blurry, that one.
Came on the left?
Left your channel.
That's a better one.
I don't think
That's
so.
that's what the Harrier looks like.
Well, it down Delta completely there. I had to unload
that's what the A10C looks like. I think. Is that the A10?
Try to get some people up for security.
From your channel.
Wasn't my job at the time as a medic, but I didn't have a choice, so there's that.
Yeah, in that situation.
And then we saw that when I went out with Amy on the boat.
Was one of the reasons why you guys got whacked was because you didn't have anybody to support you once you went down, so you had to wait for people to fall back.
And this is what Amy caught.
Liru said
Amy caught all those.
Sending things at you guys, otherwise everything would have been dead.
And that's my foot.
Yeah,
Amy caught all these mackerel. We had about 30 all in all. 30 mackerel that day. 30 mackerel.
What you just said.
What?
Was it a town of Targa?
That's not quite what I wanted. Haven't I got a bigger?
Probably.
And I won that! An 8086K from Intel in Intel competition. I actually won the chip. That's really cool. First thing I've won in like forever in a day.
Oh yeah, I just remembered. Speaking of pushing into the jungle, one of the last objectives you guys did.
Well, there's some pictures of Amy, but I can't show you her.
Marshal,
that's a shame.
As isn't here anymore, decided to push directly into the spawn.
That's Elsie. That's Amy's
and
dog.
Got AT'd straight away. That's one.
That's not
thing.
my picture.
Next thing is he actually surrendered because he was outnumbered and shit. And then your Comanche decided
I've got
to
pictures of the
fire
3 dogs again.
No, we weren't friendly firing him. He just happened to be in the area of effect. Comanche's cannon.
That's a picture I took.
Fire precise. It fires
I
within
saw
a given
missile
area of
launcher
effect.
being pointed.
That's another picture I took.
So
that's true.
we engaged.
And that's another picture I took.
We have no communications with ground. Okay, that's the thing that people don't understand. We communicate through the JTAG.
Oh, and I took that picture as well.
Speaks. Y'all need to shut the fuck up.
I took that.
So we have no idea if a fucking person on the ground has surrendered.
And that's a North American nebula.
So
in fact,
if
if
he's getting close
I
to a situation where we've been
keep
told
going.
to engage,
If I turn it that way around, you can see why they call
we're
it the
told
North
that there's no
American
friendlies
nebula.
anymore at that location, and we engage the fucking
I
people
took this
pointing
one.
at
This
us.
is
So that
actually going to be an album cover.
somebody
This
else
is M33, the Triangular Galaxy.
Yeah,
I took that myself through Telescope.
Yeah,
And that's going to be an album cover on the next game's music packs. The next one that's coming out is called Triangulum, and that's going to be the album cover. So I'm really chuffed to bits with that. Thanks to Angel at Games Music
Packs. One tanker on the ground. That I'm going to choose saving the Comanche.
Yep.
One thing really important when you're clearing it.
I'll put that on my bank card. That's the Rosette Nebula.
Don't care when the building's destroyed, but just
can make it any bigger without it going all funny.
Don't always mark buildings, because the reason why is you mark buildings.
What Telescope is, I've got
more dots on the map that nobody ever deletes.
a Skywatch. Oh, hang on, people want me. What?
Not to mention,
thank you for
people
helping
can always go
community,
back
big
into the
mum.
building that you
that's
cleared,
nice.
and then they start shooting you from that building.
Which we did.
Any critiques or feedback for the squad leading this up?
Confused.
No, you did quite well.
You thought that all the buildings were cleared because just because you only can confirm what is cleared, what you can see. If you can't see it, means it's possible. It could be hostile.
Guys,
one blob.
Break the town off into each section.
I'm no good squad leading.
Gets a town. It's a squad. The Alpha squad's gonna.
What Telescope? It's the oh god, I can't remember what it's called now.
Middle and Charlie's gonna.
It's a Skywatcher. It's the
but everyone just kind of already pushed all the way in
one
to Lindhaven.
Hang on.
We didn't do it ahead of time.
It's easy to do this.
Yeah, you don't want to mark buildings unless it's like you're doing a sweep for a specific item. If you're looking for something, you might want to do that. But if you're just clearing a ton of hostiles, marking buildings doesn't really help because they could be reoccupied.
Skywatcher.
Which we did then straight after I got cruise missiles. Which
It's Skelly, yeah?
Pretty much this is what I've got.
How the fuck did he get inside
That's pretty much my setup there.
He stole.
It's the 190 MN with the DS Pro NEQ6. So the NEQ6 is the mount.
We got shot
so it's a motorized mount.
And Gara shot us, and then
that I connect to my computer. My computer controls the mount.
I
use that telescope because it's designed for astrophotography. And I put it on there. That bit there, I stick a Sony CCD camera.
Scaly got the kill. I'm like, how the fuck did Scaly get?
They used to have a picture in here.
Skelly was up.
I don't know why they haven't got the picture anymore, but they used to have a picture in here.
I believe that we can jump in.
Let's have a look.
Yeah, it got hit and was
might be in
decrued.
there.
I was in Charlie, we could see
And
it.
the
And then all of a
telescope
sudden
up. There it is.
started
There's a
shooting
picture
again,
of
so we just, jumped back
the
in.
Orion Nebula.
Okay. Because that
Taken with exactly the same setup I've got, the same camera, the same telescope and everything. So I'm hoping I'm going to do something like that. That's the Running Man Nebula up
Yeah,
there.
because the AI will dismount
And that's the
pretty quickly, but
that's Orion, the sword of Orion's belt. It's
shooting.
absolutely beautiful. It's stunning. Absolutely stunning. And that's what I've got.
If it decrewed it, it probably just made sure it blew up.
Yeah. So that's the telescope. I bought it all second hand. But if you were to buy it new, £2,000.
Fucking cruise missiles against a single Octa guy. But
the important part is the mount. I mean, you can take photographs of Andromeda. Let me see if I got Andromeda. Where's Andromeda?
You were actually there.
It's been there somewhere.
The Comanche and Vic crew pushed in so that's understandable because it was your objective, but you didn't like mortar and cruise missile.
A picture of a waterfall.
Unlike in the
that was actually on the front page of the Sunday Telegraph's Sunday supplement. Front page. I'm proud of that one.
Well, it was not,
that's feeding its young.
It was one of your objectives.
I'm talking about on the coast.
That's a water rail.
That was also.
I really like that picture.
I marked it.
It makes it
the red flag.
Like
I mean,
fluorescent.
It was right next to the red flag. It was
right
next
very hard to get them birds. They're very elusive.
Actually on the red flag.
I'm really proud of that.
Yeah, it was the more obvious one. The less obvious one.
This is a friend. I met this lady and her daughter when they were fishing on the boat, and that's a ling.
Yeah, that was tragic.
And I found out there's a trick.
Who was the guy in the
If you hold the fish out at arm's length, it looks bigger on the camera. I didn't know that. But you have a look at people who hold the fish up like that, and they hold them out at arm's length because it makes it look really bigger.
Oh, the rhino?
In the picture. It's a trick. I didn't even know that. So I've learned something now.
I'm talking who was in the Arsenal.
It could have been me. I'm not sure. I got hit by a.
Even a one-day-old seal pup having a laugh. There, look at the teeth on that. There's some bloody teeth in there. 1 day old, umbilical cord still hanging out. 1 day old, having a laugh. I love this. Anyway.
Oh yeah, actually that was me too.
Yeah, so that's a really good sell.
Yeah, because Liru still
$2,000, but you can get them second hand for a lot cheaper.
Like shit, maybe I can.
And they will last you a lifetime. That's the good thing about it. I mean, the mount is built like a rock. It's cast aluminium. The telescope's optics are made by Pyrex and people like that, so it will last you a lifetime. You will not need any other telescope than that. It's incredible. It's good for visual viewing as well, but it's specially designed for astrophotography. So stick an SLR camera on there. Yeah, get yourself a Canon or a Nikon. Canon are better because the software out there that you can control your camera from the computer, as well as the mount. Where this hand controller is, you plug your computer into that mount, and your computer will control where it goes. Really clever shit. Really clever shit.
I don't know who.
I mean, there's bigger and better stuff out there. But if you've got 1,500 quid lying around, you can buy it. But the mount is the most important thing. You could just stick a camera on top of that mount with a 50mm lens or something. Yeah. The mount is the biggest importance in that setup.
Actually, I was aiming for the
that's the Witch's Brew. I can't find Andromeda, but you can take Andromeda with your camera.
Do you know who was?
Oh, there it is. Hang on. There you are. Picture of Andromeda that I took with my camera with a Canon lens.
Do you know who was flying?
I think it was about 100mm, something like that. 100. I think it was my 100 to 400 I took that with. Can't remember. But it's something like that. Andromeda is huge in the sky.
In the VTOL.
You can't see it with your naked eye, but take a number of 15 or 20-second photographs, stack them together, and that's what you get.
I can't, lock on.
That's Andromeda.
Machine gun or
rocket. And you just need the mount. Get the mount. Any DSLR camera will take that picture.
I was trying to.
You'd be surprised what you can do with a DSLR and a mount.
I could tell where they were.
But anyway, I'm going to take a break. I've got to take a break. I need to go and get some food. We'll be back a little bit later. Let me just check the schedule here.
She wasn't even in the game at that point.
Players ops.
Like broke.
1930 Eastern Standard Time. Let me get rid of that.
I have is that I have like 3
move that out of the
variants
way.
of TFAR.
So 1930 is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, it's half past midnight.
Because I had TFAR,
so
like I would say like this,
an hour and a half.
TFAR radio thing, yeah. But it wouldn't jump down to the channel,
hour and a
TFAR
half.
channel. Every time I forced myself to the TFAR channel, it wasn't actually working. Like the plugin
It's
was
the realism mod set, it's a modern mod set.
So I tried to.
If a ground commander wants to set up, let me know so I can give you a bit of a brief ahead of time. Ooh. So Homebrew Cocaine's going to do an op at half past midnight my time, or 17:30 Eastern Standard Time. So I'll try and get on at least 20 minutes beforehand.
Got shot by the fucking Angara in the
so yeah, I'm going to take about an hour, have something to eat, put some bubbly in the freezer, get it chilled down, ready for about an hour's time, an hour and a half.
The tank wasn't moving; it was disabled.
That'd be cool.
Then we fixed it, and you stole it.
Let me just check.
Yes, Tom, go ahead.
Upload this too, please. All right, somebody wants something uploading. We'll upload this to the server for them.
We found you, man.
Save that file.
I was like, well,
this might be for tonight's op. I'm not sure. So we'll upload that.
Yeah, I didn't expect our squad lead to pull you over as a prisoner because that was amusing.
Yeah, I wasn't expecting it either.
Connecting. Critical error. Could not connect to server.
You guys just simply walked up on me.
Why can't we connect to the server?
We went up the hill with the intention of moving over to head toward our objective. We hear one
right.
shot.
Yeah, that's music. That's
as well as a few others. We then engage the target. I started moving up to see if we got him or
either.
not, with 3 others on me, and our squad lead pulls out a Legion, a 219th Legion in a ghillie suit, the Bush Wookiee of the day.
This is not what I'm looking for.
Yeah, that was the only time I actually wore a ghillie suit.
Why can't I connect to the server? Why is the server down?
Yeah.
Oh my god, the server's down.
Talking to you a bit, going, "Hey Legion, what's up?" It was just friendly and all the end, wasn't it?
Yeah, still gotta love the fact that at your first objective,
for.
I
1,
literally
2,
walked
3,
up to you guys after dumping 2 rockets into your slammer.
Yeah.
It's changed. It now says games panel.
Yeah, the first objective you guys had the schwa.
They've changed the DNS.
I basically came across your slammer in the middle of the jungle, put 2 rounds into it. After dumping 1 round on the road towards your infantry going into the woods.
I hate you for that.
Then
Because I think
proceeded to double back, go back into the first objective.
That's not the login.
Up there.
That's not my login details.
Proceeded to go and schwack 2,
the
maybe
hell's
3 other
happened to my
guys
login
before they
details?
got me with the Panther.
You missed, by the way. And the slammer.
No,
Please enter an email address. What?
Solid connection.
Oh,
problem was I was shooting the front.
Yeah, you did no damage then.
Uh-oh, something's wrong here.
I was shooting the front with the
RPG-42.
My question is, who stole the slammer?
User left your channel.
Uh-oh.
It was by the blowout.
I'm gonna have to go and sort this out. I can't connect to the. I can't connect to the server. I can't connect to the server.
Oh, and Legion. You heard the first objective you said, right?
Let's have a look at Havoc 1.
Yep.
You were on the right-hand side. You were going toward it, weren't you?
Something's not right here.
Oh, at first it was the right-hand side.
I'm definitely gonna have to go now.
I heard shots from there.
I'm gonna just let you guys listen to what's going off here, but
in the first shot, the second shot was like
I
that's
can't
on the
log in.
right-hand side.
But
I called
it was
it out
actually
to...
just a regular AT
critical
soldier,
error
no
cannot
ghillie suit,
connect to
nothing.
server.
Yeah, because I had called that out to both
I know
Alpha
why.
and Charlie as well as Delta because we were all
I changed the password,
together
didn't I?
on that.
I changed the password. Right, I've got to go. Definitely got to go. I'll catch you guys later. Thanks for the subs and the follows. I'll be back in about an hour, hour and 20 minutes, something like that. I'll get something to eat, put something in the oven, have a break, have a quick crap, as they say. Get the password because I need to upload this file quickly for one of the guys. Whoops.
That was part of the excessive smoke because I was working on the wounded, so I couldn't pull my gun out to shoot.
I've got rid of
all that
yeah,
there.
that usually says
were you
do
the
shit
one
part
that
of
put a bullet in my leg?
Right, okay, guys, I'll catch you later, mate. Yeah. Hope you guys had fun, and we'll have a bit more fun in Homebrews up later. If I can, I'll come back a bit earlier, maybe do some Elite or some DCS or something, just to warm up for it.
That was Bravo.
But definitely be back quite shortly. Go and get some food and some passwords.
At least I think you guys will.
Catch you guys later. Cheers. Thanks for being here. Hope you have fun. And we'll catch you soon. Bye. Catch you later.
I couldn't check the map or my freaking